of YouTube. Hello, people of YouTube. This is the Movie Maker 108 coming to you live. And first off, I would like to say sorry I haven't been doing many videos lately. I've been pretty busy. I've been doing an art school thing, and I've been really trying to think of different videos to do. And I've been working on my stories a lot lately. Well, been trying to. Still mainly thinking of them. Okay. But yeah, I'm very sorry I haven't been doing any videos lately. And I really apologize. And I'm just so glad to be back. And the reason why I am now using Sky is that I am now going to use her in almost every video. 'Cause since Sky is my main YouTube icon, is when I decided to make her my main animal plushie to use for my videos. So yeah, we're going to be seeing Sky in almost every video. So, sorry, that was my bad. Sorry, I'm so excited. Okay, and I'm going to be doing some different things from time to time, so you'll be seeing a lot of different things I'll be talking about. Okay, time for the actual video, so here we go. Today, I am going to be talking about something different, and actually about two of some of my favorite shows, and something that these two things mainly have in common. Fusion. Yes, fusion. The thing that happens when two or more beings join together to form one being to become stronger. And I think by now you're already wondering what two shows I'm talking about that have these sort of things. Yep, I am talking about the new Cartoon Network show Steven Universe and the great anime show, the Dragonball series. Yep, I am talking about those two shows. The reason why is because they both have this thing called fusion. I mean, sure, the Dragon Ball series mainly uses two beings to form one, and sometimes the crystal gems in Steven Universe either use two or more ones at a time in one fusion. But other than that, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So, why would... Okay, sorry, sometimes I like losing it here. So, in these two shows, although their fusion things are similar, sometimes you have to look at the different ways they fuse to tell the real difference. I mean, yes, fusion is the same thing, forming two or more beings into one. But Steven Universe and the Dragon Ball series do fusion a different way. So let's talk about the Dragon Ball fusion. The way they fuse is kind of different than what the fusions, how the gems fuse in Steven Universe. The way they do it is kind of like a ballet movement, but sort of in a fighting stance sort of way. First, they get their arms in a sort of way straight up, and then they start moving while saying "Phew," then ha, and then they point their fingers on each other's, and then boom, they fuse. Well, they have to do it a certain way. Yes, they do that. Sorry, my paws. Sorry that I can't really show it with my paws. That's all I can really show it with my paws. Okay, and so yeah, in that sort of way, that's how they fuse in the Dragon Ball series. Now, let's talk about the Steven Universe ways of fusing. Actually, it's quite unique, because each of the gems, when they are going to fuse, they do some sort of different dance step while they're dancing in sync. Yes, that's also the same with the Dragon Ball fusions. When they need to fuse, they have to be in sync. And that's also what they do in the Dragon Ball series. And that's also the same for fusing with a gem in Steven Universe. But the way they do it is far different than the Dragon Ball way of fusing. The way they do it is that they do their own different dance step. They do these different dancing steps, and they are able to fuse. Fusing in Dragon Ball is more kind of easy and a little complicated, because they need to do a specific thing. In Steven Universe, the way they fuse, they just do a different dance. They just do their own dance step. And although I'm not really good of a dancer, that would be kind of nice to do your own little dance step and be able to fuse with one of those gems. And although it would be pretty neat to fuse with a Dragon Ball character too, because their way of fusing is also pretty simple, although it would probably be a little hard to keep my balance. But yeah, in a way, the Dragon Ball series and the Steven Universe way of fusing with each other are kind of similar, but not entirely. But each of those do seem pretty fun to do. And you have to admit that Steven Universe and in the Dragon Ball franchise do seem a little similar. I'm not entirely sure how, but when you put it this way, both shows do have fusion. And although they do fuse in a certain way, in a sort of different way, you have to admit they both do fusion. And when you look, and here are some hints, but sometimes fusion doesn't always go as planned. And that could be an example from when, in the Dragon Ball franchise, when Goten and Trunks, Goku and Vegeta's sons, then start to fuse, And once, although the first couple of times they didn't get it right, but once they do get it right, apparently their fusing go tanks. Go tanks. I don't know. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I might be getting it wrong a bit. I just don't really know how to say their fusion. But yeah, the fusion of Goten and Trunks. Although when it did turn out really great, when you first see a clip, when they first fuse, they get a little. The fusion kind of gets a little cocky and then just goes off. Even when it then soon learns to fuse in Super Saiyan form. Well, that's the Dragon Ball fusion mishap. Now let's go to the Steven Universe fusion mishap. And that example is the fusion Sugalite. Garnet and Amethyst fusion. When they fuse, apparently their personalities mix too much, and it causes their fusion Sugalite to take over in a way. Like they don't have any control over the emotions when they're fused as Sugalite. When that can be seen in the episode Coach Steven. Yeah, Coach Steven. Okay. And when we see Sugalite again in that episode when she comes back, even though the warp pad was destroyed because she kind of smashed it. But and she was sort of kind of wrecking the place and attacking her friends. Yeah, apparently those two different fusions kind of took a little control over the two different characters that made that fusion. Garnet, Amethyst, Goten, and Trunks both kind of had a hard time controlling their fusions. And although I have seen some other clips of those fusions finally being a little controlled, in the episode Cry for Help in Steven Universe, we do see Sugalite again, and it does seem like Garnet and Amethyst did have a little more control over the fusion, since at the end they were separated. So apparently they were then able to defuse each other after destroying the communication hub. Sorry, I couldn't really remember what it was at first. Sorry. I kind of got a little confused there for a sec. So yeah, but they were apparently both able to control their fusions. Yes. But yeah, sometimes when you fuse, sometimes you might not get it entirely right. And sometimes when you do get it right, sometimes you might not be able to control it the first time. And that might be a little difficult, but then after a while it just might end up doing some good. So yeah, and there is this theory, I'm not really entirely sure if it is a theory or not, but I'm just going to say it anyway. There might be a crossover between Steven Universe and the Dragon Ball series. I'm not entirely sure. I saw a video of someone explaining that, and it's just although I haven't seen this sort of fan-made videos of those sort of things, but yeah, that's just what I thought I'd like to point out, that there might be a crossover between those two shows. And I hope they do something like that. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. And even if they don't do it, that's fine too. I just thought I'd like to point that out. So, what do you think of my fusion talk of Steven Universe and the Dragon Ball series? And again, I am sorry I could have done this video sooner. I was having a hard time deciding when and how to do it. So yeah, but I will be doing another video soon. Maybe another speculation video or something like that. A top 10 video, a reviewing video, I don't know. I'll try to do another video soon. I promise you. Okay. I'll see you all next time. Bye.